Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, No More Secrets. As always, I'm your niece, Katie Albrecht.
And I'm your aunt, Mary Albrecht. And we want to thank a couple of Patreon subscribers.
We have our first patrons.
Yep, 2 of them. 2.
And you know what? We're excited about it because
it's really happening.
I know. It's exciting that we're getting it together and everything.
Yeah.
So a little shout out to Maddie Benson and also Travis Garsky for supporting our show.
Yes, and if you
appreciate you guys
to continue, or if you choose to participate, you just go to thealbrechtauthors.com and click on the podcast page. And then if you sign up for a certain tier, you get merchandise.
Cool merchandise, like these mugs over here, which I don't think they're in camera shot, but
they
really
are there. They really are there.
Just there's mugs, there's shirts, tote bags, there's stickers, there's posters.
You can have a poster of
there's
us.
All sorts of stuff.
You can frame it and put it up in your living room.
Plus, they also get extra content, right?
Extra content, signed copy of our book, a lot of different things.
So you get a lot of cool stuff. So
it says
check
it on there, I think, right? Yeah.
So, check out our Patreon.
But thank you, Maddie, and thank you, Travis.
Thank you.
Next week, we hope to have 3. That's our goal.
Anyone want to help us out with that? Yeah.
$3, $5. Come on, peeps. You can do it.
Right.
But we have some fun gadgets to
gadgets.
show you. Okay, so I have
Should we do it at the same time?
Okay, yeah, let's do first the fan and then the light.
Yeah.
Okay, 1.
Oh.
Okay, you did it. And then the lights. Okay. So this is a watch, but it doesn't tell time. It just is a fan. But
we're not sponsored by them or anything.
No,
we just like them.
Found, and they've got cat ears, and then they have strobe lights and 3 speeds.
The 3 speeds really gets me.
I know. And then it's rechargeable, and you get
louder?
Look at. Yeah, can you hear it, you guys?
Sounds like a vacuum cleaner.
And look at and then when you take it off,
it's got laser pointers, go gadget laser pointer. Pew.
And when you take it off, it looks like a cat laying down. Watch.
Pew.
See? It looks like a cat laying down.
Stretched
out.
That's the real reason we got it.
But anyway, I have all these little fans because I get really warm. And
it just suits you, honestly.
Somebody saw me with the fan necklace at Grandpa's funeral. And they're like, well, they make watches.
Your pearls?
Yeah, my pearls. Yeah, those were my pearls. And they're like, they make watches. And I'm like, they do? And so he went looking, one of my clients' husbands. And he went looking on Amazon, and he happened to find one's, wristband fans that have cat ears. And they came in a 3-pack. So I have light blue, pink, and lavender.
Very nice.
And I gave one to Katie because I only have 2 arms.
You can put it around your ankle.
Yeah.
Like you're an inmate or something.
So I'm just going to leave my cat laying here. But I love how he rotates.
I'm going to look like a model.
Oh, my God. And just like have the super bottle.
And you got a real cat, huh?
Yeah, there's a... Bernie's here. It's the white one on
he ran away.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
so tonight, I had an idea a long time ago to talk about the concept of positivity and the role on health, mental health and physical health. And the reason is that I've really been proud of watching my husband deal with this really intense, aggressive cancer. His attitude has been just amazing. Just, he really, truly is thinking it's going to be okay. And I think what Katie and I came up with tonight is that there's a difference between genuine positivity and fake positivity. But in Terry's case, it's genuine. Okay, so his scans came back not so great this time. He's got a couple new tumors, and some other ones are growing and the other ones aren't shrinking. So we're a little bit disappointed, but he's still doing it. He's facing this thing. It must be awful. He must feel awful, but also just emotionally and mentally knowing you got this disease all over your body. He's got like 30 tumors. I mean, that's ridiculous. So
wow.
I'm really proud of him. And then I just want to read a little bit of this because tonight he asked me if I wanted anything from Austin's, which is a restaurant right here. and I didn't get to him in time, but he said he got me macaroni and cheese and spinach quesadillas and cottage cheeses. And I said, perfect, thanks. Katie and I are starting to podcast. Hopefully not too late. We'll text. Then he said, plus I picked you up an Asian chopped chicken salad from Picnic Basket. And I wrote, oh man, you the best. And he wrote, that's what love does.
Oh, what a softie.
Enjoy your podcast and say hi for me. To Katie, or maybe to you guys, I don't know.
Yeah, to the world.
I was assuming Katie.
To the listeners, yeah.
But I mean, he's just, he's living life. I mean, he's out doing errands. He's ordering from Austin's. He went to the Picnic Basket. He's texting. I mean, he's trying really hard, but he's very sick. I mean, it's not great, but as long as he rests a lot, it's okay. We find out from the doctor next week what to do with these additional tumors. Do we stay on the same medicine? Do we increase the medicine? Do we change protocols? But somehow the cancer's finding its way around, So, but however, they are saying that positivity really does affect your health. And I'm just going to read a little bit about that, because it says that, where is it? Oh, wrong one. Wrong article. I'm prepared.
I'll keep playing with the
watch, entertain them. See, there you go.
It's like elevator music, right?
Okay.
Same concept.
People with a family history of heart disease who also had a positive outlook were 1/3 less likely to have a heart attack or other cardiovascular event within 5 to 25 years than those with a more negative outlook. And that's a finding from Johns Hopkins University. And it also says that a University of Kansas study found that smiling, even if it's fake smiling, reduces your heart rate and blood pressure during stressful situations. So even just putting a smile on your face, even if it's fake.
Should we try it?
Let's try it. Feel better.
Actually, it is kind of funny. Like I was fake smiling, but then it kind of
turns into a real smile.
Smiling, yeah.
And so we just kind of wanted to talk about, all the different, last week where we did, we did adrenaline, but we also did brain fog, which is all related to brain chemistry. And they have proven that a genuine positive outlook does actually release the good neurotransmitters in your brain and make you feel better. And so what a lot of the research is showing, though, is that you're kind of born with it. You can shape yourself, but there are people that are just born with a brighter outlook, and that's just built right in. And I know that I was one that was really positive, and I know that my brother, was not. Mm-hmm. And that was our conflict all the while because I was such a happy kid. So I know I was just born right in. So it's easier for me to be positive, but nevertheless, you can still work on it. So, and I think you were a happy kid too, compared to, some other,
I think, as a kid, I was the one that, walked up to strangers and to give them a hug.
Yeah, just like generally like, and interested in people, right?
Yeah, I'm very happy and stuff. I do think that there is a lot of cases where being positive does help, and I'm sure with cancer that's what people need to hang on to, or stuff like that, where it's like their life is on the line, and like the only way to, I guess, deal with it is to have a positive attitude about it, because otherwise it's just, I think it would be unbearable,
Yeah, there would be really no hope.
You're right.
In the world. And we had a customer tonight saying that her mother's husband, so it's not her stepfather because it's a third marriage and, they were long into adulthood, but he's 95 years old and he's bitter because his body isn't functioning like it used to. And it's like, okay, wait, how about being grateful for being 95 and still here? You know? But
glass is half full versus empty kind of thing.
Or just having a glass.
Which is a real... Which is like a realist or whatever.
Right.
This glass has water in it. It's not half full, it's not half empty or whatever.
Right. It's just, yeah. And so,
It just is.
but I kind of want to go back to when I was growing up because I was a happy kid. I just naturally was. I loved people. I loved life. I even loved Ken.
Mm-hmm.
And there were times when I just wasn't happy, though. And I guess it's sort of been a theme of my life that people expect me to be cheerful because that's kind of who I am at the core.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean I'm not human. And I have times when I'm really upset.
And I think this is where the false positivity or toxic positivity comes in, because you can't, it's just impossible to be like happy or positive 100% of the time, 24/7, you know, like you just, it's not possible for people to have that. We have ranges of emotions and everything.
It can't be healthy to be, falsely positive all the time. you
Right.
know, like rosy, all the, yeah, it's going to be fine. When really you're just like empty and you don't feel that at all. I think it's important to have the range of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately I'm a happy person in general. I mean, I've got a lot in my life, but I'm still pretty happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
And I know that your dad just wasn't. He just went to the negative place all the time, and it just, I don't know. They say that the more negative your emotions, the more you actually start shrinking your brain. That was in one of the articles, because you don't get the right chemicals to it, and so your brain shrinks, and then you get more negative, and you get more I don't know, ill, basically,
Mm-hmm.
mentally and physically. And there's so much negativity that is unnecessary, I think. But again, going back to, I'm going to be down sometimes. I'm going to react sometimes. I'm going to yell sometimes even. And I find that my people around me, including you, have forgiven that and not been like, oh, well, we didn't think you were like that. No, it's, oh, you're human. Okay, that's fine. You're entitled. Whereas my mom would say, oh, no. If I had one down moment, not you two. You're not turning into Ken, are you? I can't have two kids that can't make it in the world. And I might just be a little bit down because of something somebody said.
Mm-hmm.
But because I wasn't cheerful and bubbly, I got immediately compared to Ken.
Yeah.
Arr.
And obviously that's not the case at all. Like you're
Not even close. And I just didn't understand it. So I kind of got to the point where I was always faking positivity around my mom just so I wouldn't be compared to Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's other cases too when people are, like if someone's going through clinical depression or something similar to it, and like how people just say, oh, it'll just take your, or like it all happens for a reason or something like that. And it's like, yeah, I get that you're being nice, but sometimes it's not always the best thing to tell someone, like, oh, just look on the bright side.
Look on the bright side.
Like if you're going through clinical depression or even just if you're just depressed, you know, you would love to be happy. It's not that you're choosing to not be happy. It's just that your body is going through something, is dealing with something that you can't necessarily control. So then it's like when people are telling you to, oh, look on the bright side, this and this, and it's like, no, I'm struggling here. And I think that's where like it's good to be positive. And yes, you ultimately want to get to that place and everything, but it's like there's times when you're just not in that state of mind, and for someone to like kind of shove it down your throat
and be like, snap out of it or talk yourself out of it, you can't.
No, first you got to deal with the sad emotions, then you can get to happy. You
Right.
got to deal with them though. You got to make sure you like let them all out first, and then you can go on to being like positive and happy and all that
And
stuff.
that's the normal human experience. Whereas the people that say, just turn that frown upside down and just, make the best of it, all those cliches that I just hate.
Or I don't know if this is similar, but you know how do you ever have it when you're just like walking in public and some guy is like, oh, smile, like you should smile.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it's like someone you don't know.
And you're like, knock it off. You have no
Why
idea.
do I have to smile when I don't know, like around people I don't know and all this stuff? It's a weird thing.
I've had people say, your face is going to get frozen that way with that frown. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
whatever.
I heard that too.
But
You're gonna get wrinkles.
And then there's that, but
Yeah.
also like it's kind of interesting to talk about the depression end of things, because for the longest time it was thought that you just have to will yourself out of depression. But now they're proving over and over again, and it's getting more and more talked about, that it's not a mental choice. It's a chemical problem in your brain that isn't giving you enough feel-good emotions. And a lot of times you can't create it on your own. Maybe you can, but a lot of times you need medication. It's just a disease that is physically rooted. And it results in some pretty odd behavior, but you can't talk yourself out of it. Because when I tried to commit suicide when I was in high school, my dad told me, get your head out of the sand. That was the first time after he saw me in the hospital when he came to visit, the one time he came, and he yelled at me for sticking my head in the sand. And I'm thinking,
That's terrible.
I'm living with Ken, and I'm desperate, and he's raping me, and he's beating me, and you guys won't listen to me, and you threw me in a mental hospital. So yeah, I felt like killing myself. And now you're telling me don't stick your head in the sand?
Yeah. That's incredibly toxic.
Right. And so what's funny is they weren't really positive. They ignored the negative. And so you didn't even have this false positivity to kind of, I don't know, rely on. It was more this boring kind of straight-laced upbringing. But then they just would ignore the most negative things, but they weren't positive people. That's what was weird.
Yeah.
About it. So
Yeah, they weren't positive. They were mean. They neglected you. I feel like that still is looped into it. Like even if you're not being outwardly like cheerful and sunshine and rainbows all the time, that you can still exhibit behaviors of false positivity. Like if it's not so obvious.
Yeah, and that's what was weird about them, because they were so negative about life. Well, you don't go on that path because that's going to make you, fail. They can put you in debt. Da da da. They were so like driven on a path to success, but yet the biggest thing, they chose to be like, it's okay.
Yeah, well, it's also okay to not be okay, and I know that's cliche nowadays, but still, like it's true. Like,
hey, you
didn't
did
even
it,
have a wine
and you didn't even
glass.
have wine, and she did it first.
But it was when I was talking too, so I interrupted myself.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did. We went through that the last time. So, are you going to talk now?
Wait for it. Wait for it. Anyways, I was just thinking. Trying to ram it up against it.
I got a coffee cup today, but don't get me wrong, this is still wine. It says Zest for Life.
Oh, very
and
timely.
it was a gift.
It's nice.
For my dad's passing. They just gave me a basket of fun stuff, including this with some flowers and candy in it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice mug.
Thank you. What do you think?
I think the cat likes the mug too. The cat fan. Our biggest fans.
These are our biggest fans, except for you Patreon people.
Except for all you out there, right?
Yeah, or the Patreon people, the two of them. You're bigger than this. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Anyone else compete? Come on. See if you can top the fan.
I don't know if they can get, laser lights and stuff.
I know, the strobe lights.
It's very groovy.
Everybody saw it, right?
Yeah, I made sure to show the camera.
Speaking of positivity, I find that Katie and I have a lot of fun. It's genuine positivity and genuine just laughter, even when we're dealing with really difficult subjects. And I always feel better once I start the podcast, even though I'm really tired going into it.
We talk about difficult subjects.
We do. Are you
Crazy,
so
right?
positive that you're in denial?
I'm in complete denial that this is all difficult.
It's all just happy stuff. We talk happy. Ice creams, rainbows, ice creams.
Sunshine and rainbows, yeah.
Rainbows, bunny rabbits.
But I think that's like, that's because, and this is what I was talking about earlier, we dealt with our pain a lot, and we're still dealing with it. We still work. Every time I feel something, I make sure, I don't remember who gave me this advice. Maybe it was you, to like,
Probably.
right.
If it was good.
Like, oh yeah. Okay. So it's, if you're feeling in pain, if you're sad, mad, or something like that, like honor it and then let yourself move on, and like kind of like lick your wounds kind of thing. You definitely said that.
I definitely said lick your wounds, because I would
Spend
do
a
that
night,
all
lick
the time.
your wounds, watch some movies, let
Feel
yourself
sorry
cry.
for yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
And then
it's
get it
healthy.
out of your system.
And then go back to, just a better attitude overall. And getting it
Right.
out,
It works.
the people that store it, that's the people that get so toxic,
And it just builds and builds, and then probably will come out of you eventually. It just explodes.
Right.
We've seen that a lot.
We've seen that a lot
Mm-hmm.
with our family, especially Ken and even Steve can be that way.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like positivity is a good thing, and it's like it can't be unrealistic, like it's.
Well, right. There's those people that just drive me crazy, because you can't ever say anything like, oh, I'm just feeling a little down today. Oh, just, it'll be fine. Life is good. Be grateful. And you're just like, okay, I just said I feel down today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a human being. It would be nice if somebody would say, oh, really? Why?
Something. So today, I mean, I had bad news that my college friend passed away from brain cancer. Ugh. And that's obviously really sad news, and something that I was thinking about today, especially because we were going to do this topic. I realized that I said it to my coworkers, or I said it to you, and like no one was like, oh, well, look on the bright side, like I was just saying I was feeling down about this, and no one like corrected me on it. And I thought that was really nice, and it's interesting that I'm like surprised.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, he had a good life. I mean, 30 years, that's better than 10.
No, 30 years is too short.
It's too short.
And
yeah.
But it was nice that like even my coworkers were like, man, I'm sorry to hear that. That's really sad,
Yeah, he was 30. And
he was 30.
How long did he have cancer?
Oh, it's been over 5 years. He went into remission, I think, a few times. But then it grew. I think he grew more tumors again. And then brain cancer is so, it's so hard to fight.
Pretty awful. Yeah.
Because you can't cut it out.
Most of the time, right.
Unless it's like not directly on the brain or whatever, but you can't cut out your brain,
Yeah.
Like
take the whole organ out. Uh-oh.
Right. Yeah. Like some things you can, but it was unfortunate. I mean, it was really, I've been sad since I found out the news that they were stopping treatment and stuff. So obviously this was not a shock.
They stopped treatment because there were no more options, really? Or
because he just stopped responding and he kept getting in pain. They're trying to give him as much quality as possible, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I've been in so many situations in, family, and then also groups of other people in my life where it's like you weren't allowed to feel sad. And it's just, I can't believe that came as a surprise to me, that people actually are cool about it.
really, I wasn't allowed to feel sad. My mom would make it about her. Well, you're not going to tell anybody about this, are you? Are you okay, though? Are you really okay? No, I'm sad right now, but are you going to pull out of it, Mary? Are you going to pull out of it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, 12.
Teach
anyway.
me how to pull out of it, Mom,
Yeah,
Dad, I need you,
And yeah, they were, what a mess that was. But then we get into the idea of, what do we call it? Toxic positivity, when it's so fake that it's actually bad for you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much like all of this stuff. But I think of like when my dad died, in the years following that, obviously I've said on the podcast I was very depressed. One of the worst in my life, and not the kind that was like, I knew it was bad because I wasn't feeling sad all the time. I was just feeling like nothing. Numb. And then I would get pockets of sadness and anger, but it was like I wouldn't really feel that swing back, to joy.
Right.
And I was at the time, and I won't say names or anything like that, but I had a group of friends, and it was kind of like a group that had this mindset, had like a very strong, like-minded mentality where they all were like overly positive all the time, and they kind of expected me to be that way too. Like, and I mean just like over the top, where you have to like have a big smile on your face all the time, even though like I didn't want to smile. I just wanted to go to bed at 6 o'clock every night and wake up at late for work and all that stuff. And I felt like I tried to reach out to them and say like, I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. And it was so brushed off. Like they would listen for a second and then be like, so yeah, try this new book to like get your mood back up, or try this like audio or something like that. And I'd be like, that's not going to work.
I just want to be heard.
I need what, who I thought were my friends. Like, I need your help. I need someone's help, and it was just so much that I was like, I had to, simultaneously while writing our book, which helped, getting our,
helped a lot.
Having a purpose, having something to go to, getting all the thoughts out and everything. I had that, but I also like ditched that group of people because I was like, you guys are so toxic, like this is not the time to talk about being positive and stuff. I'm
toxic
not positive.
Positivity.
Exactly.
You're saying I'm really struggling here, and they're telling you to read a book.
Yeah, like
I never thought of that.
One of those personal developments or something. I'm like, that's not gonna.
No, I need people to hear me. I need people to say.
I need to get my thoughts out, not read other people's thoughts.
Yeah. It just you just want to be heard. You just want people to say, "What can I do? I'm here. I'll listen. What do you need?"
Right.
Not you should do this or you should do that. I hate that you should thing. Ugh.
Right.
Because you didn't ask. You just said, "I don't feel good," and all of a sudden they're telling you what to do.
Right.
I'm really negative about that.
I am too.
I'm very negative about the people that try to make me positive when I don't want to be.
Right. And I've learned who to stay away from these days now because of that.
It's definitely a way to live healthier is to just distance yourself from people that do that to you or make you feel that way.
Definitely, yeah. But yeah, so that's like another example of just being when positivity is not the answer.
And then you mentioned that we're just doing a little reading. We don't necessarily have articles to cite this week, but
yeah, this is more from the heart.
It's more from the heart, yeah.
I can make it purr.
Here, there we go.
Can you imagine if a cat sounded like a vacuum every time it started purring on your lap or something? Anyways, what were you saying?
I like a cat that has strobe lights in its mouth.
Yeah, very unique.
I was saying that you did come across something that said that toxic positivity can be compared to gaslighting.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I didn't have the whole article and everything, but it makes sense.
But if you think about it, we talked about gaslighting on this episode, how somebody will say, that candle is flickering when it's not. Mm-hmm. But yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. And then you start to think you're crazy because the person is so convinced that candle is flickering when it's not. Really, in reality, that's what gaslighting is that they make you think you're crazy.
You shouldn't feel sad. You shouldn't be feeling sad. You need to feel happy.
Right.
And then it creates more problems for the person because it's like it almost brings shame and guilt because you're like, oh man, I should be feeling happy. Like, I have so much in my life. I should feel grateful. I should be this, should be that. Like, and then, but really, it's just the other person trying to like make you feel a certain way and then perpetuating it further. You know.
And I think kind of our whole upbringing was sort of one big gaslighting episode, because
Definitely.
my mom and dad would say, well, look at everything you have. You've got a nice home and a pool and money and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but I don't feel good about things, you know, but no,
Yeah.
but you should, because everything's perfect around here. And so then you start to think you're the crazy one, because I'm like, it doesn't feel perfect, you know, but I wasn't allowed to just be, you know, I just don't feel that way, Mom. I don't feel that way. Yes, you do, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's gaslighting, when they paint a reality that isn't true.
Right.
And then make you feel like the crazy
like
one.
it is true, or that you feel like you're crazy because you're not seeing it the same way or something. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's that really like sort of demoralizes somebody when you start to think you're crazy, you know, because like I don't know if we want to go into the COVID thing or whatever, but it's like, you know, COVID is this, COVID is that, COVID is that. I didn't feel that way all the time. Okay. I didn't feel like the masses, but I was made to feel like I was the crazy one, you know, but yet I just simply didn't agree. I didn't feel it at my core. I had no fear. I thought it was, you know, there were a lot of bad decisions made. I understood it more than anybody thinks I did. But I just simply didn't feel that way. And it was like I wasn't allowed to say that, you know.
Yeah, have an opinion different than what other people think.
Than the norm, yeah. So it happens all the time. But in general, I think both you and I are people. And we're happy people in general, or at least we want to be. But we're real, you know. It's not this fake,
If I'm irritated, I'm going to probably say that I'm irritated.
Yeah.
If I'm in a good mood, I'm going to say that I'm in a good mood. But it's like I got to have the full spectrum, you know?
And
like,
it's got to be okay. Otherwise, I don't want to be around you if it's not okay. Like even Terry, as much as I just sung his praises at the beginning, you know, for a long time, he would tell me my feelings are wrong. And he finally understands now that feelings just are. There's no right and wrong, because if you feel a certain way, you just do. So how can you say they're wrong? Because they're there.
right.
You know, and so, yeah.
I think people get mixed up between feelings and assumptions.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
expand.
Because assumptions can be wrong. You can make a judgment off of a person.
Okay, yeah.
And that could be wrong. But your feelings of being upset about a person, it's just, that's
just real.
That's just what you're feeling. You
And
know?
it may be misguided feelings, in that once you get more facts, you realize, okay, I didn't need to feel that way about that. But at the time, you really felt that way.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like, I think the best thing that oh, Bernie, do you want to say hi to my cat? Here, Bernie.
You want to come up? Come on. No, you don't like me. You want to go to Mary, right? He's a mama's boy.
Bernie.
Not a cousin's boy.
Right.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
Yeah,
Cat brings it all back.
But the feelings just are, and I think that's maybe the best thing we can get out of this episode right now, and also just do for people going forward, is to just honor their feelings.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, if something is perpetual, like your dad was always negative, and it would just become this circle of like downward, you know. And so that you have to watch from, but kind of watch your back, because you end up down with him. But other people that are just, you know, they're having a down day, just kind of honor them. Like, you know, let them talk. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to, you know, tell them what they should do.
Unless they're asking for that.
Unless they ask. Yeah, right.
They're like, yeah, do you have any advice on this? You have the floor.
There you go. Right. But otherwise, just allowing people. I mean, the best present I've had from a lot of my peeps is that they've just allowed me to have bad days. And I had a lot of them in the last year with COVID.
And Grandpa
and Steve and Terry and technology and what I mean. I actually threw the computer. I threw the microphones.
Zoom, we're talking to you.
You know, because I didn't want to do it because I was told that I have to do it because of a stupid virus. Otherwise, if it was my choice, that'd be different. So I really had a lot of temper tantrums, and everybody just sort of said, "Hey, you know what? That needed to come out." And so I'm surrounded by healthy people versus people that hold it against you or tell you how to change it. So
I like that, actually. That needed to come out. If
Yeah.
you like having someone say that to you.
that was one of the best gifts I got when I snapped at somebody. And I was like, oh, so remorseful because that person didn't deserve it. And the other person that witnessed it said, but it needed to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out with one of the safest people that's going to forgive you. So,
That's fortunate, yeah.
yeah. So, anyway, are you feeling positive right now?
Feeling very positive today. I'm actually okay.
Yeah?
I mean, I'm sad to hear about Terry. All the news with the scans and everything. I think that's a bummer.
I just really, again, I don't think I'm being negative about the cancer. I think I'm being real. You know, I'm hopeful and I'm happy for every day, but I really don't see how somebody can live very long with this kind of cancer. It's all over his body, and he's 71, and you know, it's just
like what I was talking about in the beginning. The glass is half full, glass is half empty. For you, there's water in the glass.
There's just water in the glass.
There's water in the glass.
It's not half or
right
20. It's not measured. It's just still there. There's still some hope.
Right.
But I'm trying to also prepare myself because, you know, I do see him fading away. I see him staring off into the distance a lot and just being real pensive. And I look at him and think, what is it like to have that bad of a cancer, you know? So, ugh. But
I don't have any.
But the whole episode
started
with his outlook because he's not even being fake about it. He's just dealing with it. It's just another thing to deal with. And while I'm still here, I'm going to just deal with it. I'm not going to be afraid of it. I'm not going to cry. He cried a little bit, but in general, he's still living life. We are living with cancer. You know, we're not battling cancer. I hate that terminology. Grandma hated that terminology. We're not battling. We're not like at war. You know, we're living with a disease similar to other diseases, but we're still living. We're not in battle. And then if he dies, he doesn't lose his battle. Like that makes him seem like a loser. Yeah. You know, it's like you don't lose your battle with cancer. You die. It's not a loss, you know, because you did what you could and you died, but you know, he lost the battle. That seems so negative, speaking of positivity.
I mean, there's a lot of ways you can look at it. Spiritual people say that he's moved on to his next or final state, you know.
Right.
The eye roll.
Well, I know. I kind of want to believe that because it does help get through this planet, you know, but at the time when you're trying to, you know, just hold on to what you have here, that doesn't help. Well, he's going to a better place. It's like, well, I want him here, you know, so I don't want to, again, be falsely positive. Oh, yeah, he's going to a better place.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, the whole episode started because I do really admire how Terry's handling this. And I told him that this last couple weeks, I've said it several times, like, you really are amazing with how you're handling this.
Yeah, and I think that's really great.
And he's still caring for me and still shopping and doing stuff and looking out for me and all that. You know, he's not wallowing. He's not poor me at all.
Right.
So,
yeah, he never has been.
Right. Yep. So he's still Terry.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of down, Katie. You should tell me what I should do to be not down. I should read a book.
Just stop feeling that way. That's it.
I mean,
that's the answer.
Why didn't I think of that? God, that's so easy. Don't feel down. Don't be sad. What?
Or how about this? How about go cuddle your cat or something, or your dog?
Oh, yeah.
That's good advice, right?
Yeah, and I think we need to do another pitch for a kitten for Lando. We did it last week.
This will be another test if Matt listens, right?
He's busy, just started a new
Should
job.
we get listeners to vote on it?
Yeah.
Should we get another cat in my family?
Lando is not positive when Katie's gone.
He's a needy little guy.
And he needs some company.
Yeah. It's just because he's so friendly. He's so social, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if he would respond well to another cat, or would it be just that he just wants you?
Yeah, I don't know.
You get that a lot.
Thanks. My hair was trying to do a hair flip and it got caught in my cords and stuff.
At least it didn't get caught in your cat fan.
No.
This
Oh.
thing is still on. All right, well, we're tired again.
And
We're positively tired.
We're positively tired. But thank you all for listening. And subscribe to our Patreon.
Please.
Yeah.
We want 3 by next week. So just one of you, okay? Please. I'm begging you.
Ticking. Clock's ticking.
It's a very positive goal.
I mean, we'd be up by 33%.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
See? There's
Or it'd be 50% technically. But
right. I never understood. So
me neither.
anyway, we're going to sign off, but thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.